Well, spring is in full swing, and as the temperatures are getting warmer, we had our first 80-degree day this past weekend. And with the change in seasons, it's time to refresh my wardrobe and to do a full wardrobe switch over of my closet and transition from my cool to warm weather clothing. And this is something that I've really been looking forward to doing. I just feel like whenever I go through this process, it always feels like I have a new wardrobe to work with. Plus, it's such a great chance to remove any excess from my closet and help make sure that the seasonally appropriate clothes are going to be the most accessible for me. Now, we have our work cut out for us, so if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button below for more simple and intentional living videos coming at you twice a week. And let's do this. Okay, and let's begin with phase one of this decluttering process. I want to get out all of my clothing and lay it here on the bed. So warm weather clothing, cool weather clothing, all of it, we're going to get it out. And the reason for this is that I find that it's a lot easier to really evaluate what you have and make decisions about what's actually adding value to your closet versus what perhaps might just be clutter when you can just visually see it all in front of you. So let's start with that, and then I'll walk you through the decluttering process. All right, well, I've got all my clothes laid out on the bed behind me now. Let me show you what we're working with. So right here we have my pants, a couple rows of sweaters, loungewear is here, and then sleepwear back here. We've got some athletic clothing. This is a long sleeve shirt and a couple of t-shirts. And then I have dresses, sweaters, and all my hanging stuff there. We've got undergarments in those two containers. A couple of items that I haven't actually sorted through yet, but these were the items that I got at the clothing swap. So I have a cardigan here, a dress, a pair of pants. I think this one was a jumpsuit, so I want to make sure that I kind of distribute those where needed. And then I just have my off-season clothing in here. So next what I want to do is to go through and to do a bit of decluttering. I want to go through each item in my wardrobe piece by piece and really try to figure out if it's something that I've been wearing, if it's something that I've been getting value from, or if it's kind of run its course in my wardrobe and it's best just to let go of it at this point. When it comes to deciding what I want to keep in my wardrobe, I'm really looking for two factors, form and function. I want it to fit well, to be in good condition, and to be something that brings me joy to wear, that I really enjoy the experience of putting on. But at the same time, I also want the item to be functional and something that I'm actually actively reaching for, not just one of those pieces of clothing that looks nice in my closet and that I'll sometimes reach for and try on but never end up wearing out, either because it doesn't fit quite right, it's always slipping around, it's just something about it is difficult to wear. So we're really looking to marry those two components. And for me at least, if an item doesn't fit those criteria of form and function, it really just isn't worth keeping in my closet. So let's go through all my clothing right now, figure out if there's anything that we want to declutter. Specifically, I really want to pay attention to my clothing from this past season. So all my cooler weather clothing, my pants, sweaters, all of that. And those are the items that I've been wearing the most over the past few months. They're freshest in my memory, and so it's really the best possible time to really try to focus on going through those first. So we'll start there and really spend most of our time doing that, but then I also want to do a quick pass of my entire wardrobe.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed, deep in the abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
So I just finished decluttering and I did find some pieces that I'm wanting to let go of. I'll walk you through those in a minute. But first, I figured we could just take a second to distribute the pieces that I picked up during the clothing swap in with the rest of my items. So pants with pants, dresses with dresses, and so on. That way everything can stay organized.
To catch you if you fall, and deep and abiding.
Okay, well, glad we took a second to do that. But now I want to walk you through each item that I've decided to declutter, as well as kind of my rationale and reasoning behind why I've decided to let go of each piece. The first of which is the sweater, and honestly, getting rid of this piece really does make me a bit sad because there's so many things about this sweater that I absolutely love. The texture of it, the color, the kind of speckling on it, it's all so beautiful. The problem with this piece really is the fit. Something about it just does not work for me. It isn't super flattering, and so because of that, I just don't find myself wearing it. So better to pass it on to someone who will actually get use of it, because right now it's just kind of been sitting in my closet unworn. And I'm also going to be decluttering this little hoodie that I thrifted a few years ago, and I do still really like this piece, but as I was looking through my wardrobe, I realized I have a couple very similar items of clothing to this particular hoodie. And so rather than holding on to several duplicates of almost the exact same hoodie, I decided to let go of one, and this is probably the one that I tend to wear the least often. All right, then I also have 1, 2, 3 shirts here that I'm going to be decluttering, again, just because I don't find them all that flattering. There's, again, things about each of these pieces that I like, whether it's the color or the texture or kind of the ribbing on this one. But at the end of the day, I've just really discovered that if I don't feel confident in the way something looks on my body, I'm just not going to end up wearing it, or if I do wear it, I don't feel good about it. And so I'd rather just keep items of clothing in my wardrobe that I can look and feel good in. And next is an item that I'm really long overdue to declutter. This is a simple black pair of skinny jeans. The problem is they don't really fit me that well. I think that they're probably a size too small for me, and so they kind of feel like glued to my body, which I know is a look that some people enjoy, but personally it just feels kind of constricting to me. And so whenever I am trying to dress up or looking to wear a black pair of jeans, I pretty much will never ever reach for this pair. Instead will opt for my other pair of black jeans. So I'll be letting go of these, but I will say I probably will be in the market for a pair of true black jeans in the future. There's something that I feel like if I had a pair that I loved how they fit, I would reach for more often. And the reason I don't wear these ones has much more to do with the fit than what they are being a simple black pair of jeans. Right, then I've got 2 pairs of athletic shorts here. These ones don't really cover my butt at all, so in the past couple of years I haven't really felt comfortable wearing them out of the house. So I feel like these are very safe to declutter. And then these ones right here, I just, again, don't find all that flattering. There's something about the way that the waistband hits on my hips, I feel like makes them look bigger than they are, which I feel like isn't really the look that I want to go for. And I, at this point, just have other pairs of black athletic shorts that I prefer to wear over these, that are more comfortable and that I feel more confident in. The last kind of larger item of clothing is this pair of fleece-lined leggings, and this one really has to do with more just a realization that I no longer live in Canada. I live in North Carolina, where our lows are in the 20s, and that only happens once or twice a year. And so because of that, a beautiful warm pair of fleece-lined leggings just isn't something that I need. Truth be told, I've been considering decluttering this pair of leggings for probably 3 years now, always kind of making excuses for what if this happens or what if that happens. And I think it's time that I just need to stop making excuses and come to terms with the fact that I now live in a much warmer climate than I used to, so I just don't need these. And that's sad. There's a part of me that really wants to hold on to these just for nostalgia's sake, but I don't really see myself wearing these in the next 3 years, 5 years, and saying that, it really does make it obvious that it's time to let go of them. That's it for the clothing, but I did find a few undergarments that I'm wanting to let go of. Most of this is just things that have worn out, as well as I was kind of realizing that I have a large number of kind of like really long socks that are either knee-high or mid-calf that I just never really wear. I think I've probably gotten them in like sock pack. Oh, one just fell. I've probably gotten them them in sock packs in the past, and I'd wear all of the ankle socks, but never any of the higher ones. So I think I'm gonna keep one or two of them because occasionally if it's pretty cold outside, I will wear them, but most of the time I don't. So I'm getting rid of, I think it's like 70 to 80% of the longer socks that I own. I'm fine with holding on to the few that I actually use. I just don't see the point in keeping more than that. But that's everything I'm going to be decluttering. I really hope that that was helpful, just to give you a little bit of the rationale behind why I've chosen to let go of the pieces that I have. But now what I want to do is to switch over my wardrobe. We'll get out all of my summer clothes from the bin and then decide what we want to put away for the winter as well. So let's get to that now, but then as we do, I also want to pay attention to see if there are any holes in my spring and summer wardrobe that we can look to fill in the upcoming weeks and months. So I just ran out of space in my off-season storage bin, which makes sense because cool weather clothing, the sweaters and sweatpants that I have take up a lot more space than my warm weather clothes, my shorts and t-shirts. I think it's something like I can fit 4 or 5 t-shirts in the space that I can fit 1 sweater. So that's just going to happen. But what I'm going to do is, I think I have like 4 extra sweaters here that don't fit in the bin. So what I'm going to do is just to put these in our carry-on suitcases. We already keep them in the closet, so that's going to be really convenient. We only use them a handful of times a year, so when we travel, I can just empty them out, but for the time being, it'll serve as really convenient storage for these guys. It's still in the closet, still in the same place, but it'll be a good place to, keep them while I'm not going to be using them over the next several months. So I just finished organizing all of my summer clothes and putting away what we're not going to need. So here's what we're looking at. So I left out just a handful of sweaters and long sleeve shirts here. That way I can wear them during the colder nights of spring. Then I have all of my shorts here, t-shirts here. I'm also going to be keeping up my jeans because I find that even in warmer temperatures, I do still reach for jeans fairly often. Then I have a couple of tank tops here, athletic wear, sleepwear, and then over here is all of my hanging clothing, and I've got this divided up by t-shirts and sleeveless shirts. Again, a couple of longer sleeve things, and then I have skirts and dresses at the bottom there. And then we have the 2 bins of undergarments there, not much change there. And then again, off-season storage. And in here, we just have a number of sweaters, sweatpants, and then I also have 1 long sleeve dress. So that's really where we're at with my wardrobe, but then I did also identify just a handful of holes that I'll be looking to fill in my closet in the upcoming months. And the first of which I already mentioned is a good, basic, true black pair of jeans. And I really just feel like that's a wardrobe staple that you can't go wrong with. Then I also feel like I could use a couple of great fitting t-shirts and a couple of more fun colors. Right now I have a lot of neutrals, especially when it comes to my tops, not much color-wise, and I don't want to go too crazy in that department, but I do feel like a pop of color or 2 would be a nice way just to switch things up a bit. And then probably the biggest hole that I'm wanting to fill, especially as I've been trying to work out a lot more in the past few months, is that I don't have a ton of workout gear, tops, bottoms, all of that. It's really designed for the spring and summer months, for warmer weather. So I'd really love to invest in a few really good quality pairs of tops, bottoms, all of that I can wear when working out. I wrote all those items down, so hopefully we'll be able to go hunting for them soon. Maybe we need to schedule a thrifting trip or something like that. But now it's time for the last step. We're just going to put everything back where it belongs and make sure that it's neatly organized. right, well, we've got everything back into place. Here's how I've got my closet organized. So right here, I have all of my hanging clothes. I have all of my dresses, rompers, and jumpsuits at the back, all organized by color. And then I have all of my tops here, again, organized by color. So there's kind of 2 color groupings there. And then up here, I just have undergarments, off-season storage. And then right here, we have pants, t-shirts, shorts, long sleeve shirts and sweaters, activewear, and then sleepwear is at the bottom. Well, our closet is now organized, streamlined, and ready for spring, and I cannot wait to start wearing some of the pieces that we got out. But I really hope that this gave you some good motivation and inspiration to declutter and to refresh your wardrobe for spring. And if it did, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Bye!